Lesson 300. Only an instant does this world endure.
Hi there. Let's uncover the secret to best navigating the world we live in, with all its chaos and illusions. Wouldn't you want to move past any suffering that arises in your life, not by denying it, but by transcending it in just a moment? Let's explore Lesson 300 to discover its wisdom.
Only an instant does this world endure. This is a thought which can be used to say that death and sorrow are the certain lot of all who come here, for their joys are gone before they are possessed, or even grasped. Yet this is also the idea that lets no false perception keep us in its hold, nor represent more than a passing cloud upon a sky eternally serene. And it is this serenity we seek, unclouded, obvious, and sure, today.
We seek your holy world today. For we, your loving sons, have lost our way a while. But we have listened to your voice, and learned exactly what to do to be restored to heaven and our true identity. And we give thanks today the world endures but for an instant. We would go beyond that tiny instant to eternity.
In other words, when we say only an instant does this world endure, we might immediately sense that there's a feeling of serenity and truth in those words, which might act like a balm to calm our nervous system. Yet, as the lesson itself suggests, we can interpret this thought in several ways. One perspective is that regardless of how challenging our experience on Earth might be or become, eventually it will end and we will move to another plane of reality. Both pain and pleasure will fade, making this world seem as though it lasted only an instant in hindsight. Another way to interpret this is to understand that at any moment, we can use this idea to remind ourselves that within our awareness, we can connect with the part of ourself that transcends this plane of time and space. By doing so, we can tap directly into eternity, moving beyond the constraints of time, space, and our own perceived illusions. When we embrace this understanding, we might begin to see our perceptions as fleeting clouds drifting across an eternally serene sky. We access this serenity today when we say,
Only an instant does this world endure.
When we become too engrossed in this world, with all its drama and chaos, it's as if we're losing our path. This doesn't mean we should deny the realities of our world or our personal experiences. Instead, it's about not forgetting our connection with something greater that transcends what we see, something we've learned to perceive through our spiritual journey. Let's heed our inner guide and always stay conscious of our true identity. And recognizing that we can access that dimension beyond this world whenever we choose, indeed we have much to be grateful for.
Only an instant does this world endure.
Only an instant does this world endure.
Only an instant does this world endure.
Isn't that inspiring? How remarkable is it that we can journey through the world we live in, without becoming deeply entangled in the illusions born from our limited perception? How comforting to know that we can reside here, yet always remain tethered to our eternal spiritual truth. Keep on practicing morning and evening, and pause for a moment every hour to recall today's powerful idea. Whenever you find yourself feeling deeply ensnared by this world's illusions, don't forget to repeat silently to yourself,
Only an instant does this world endure.
you're on the right path and doing an outstanding job on this spiritual journey. See you tomorrow for another transformative lesson, as well as the introduction to a new section of A Course in Miracles. One last note, today we've concluded the section titled What is the Real World? If you're new or need a refresher on this section, just click on the video link that will appear on your screen shortly.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.